descending from the tribe of Africa, inspired by the great black leaders.
Vainglorious, this is protected by the red, the black, and the green, with a key. Zoom.
Dynamic, articulate.
If hip-hop has the ability to corrupt young minds, it also has the ability to uplift them.
Cause I'm seeing bright visions of how we should be living. Unified, strong, making our own decisions. Hip-hop city, higher minds will listen. Some won't get it and find time for dissing. But I've always been ahead of the preservation mission. So I've always been the head of the preservation mission. And one sure way to preserve what we're spitting, preserve what we've written, preserve how we wiggling, preserve our mixing, our raw sound. It's to finally establish a small hip-hop resort town, a place where artists from all over the earth can come and find peace, can come and spit their verse, can find support of all sorts for arts done for fun. To achieve this hip-hop, we must become one. We must become one.
What's happening, Twin Cities? This is your girl, Trini C, live and direct on Hip Hop Nation. It is such a joy to be back here with you again. It's been a minute, so we hope everybody is doing well and staying safe. And today I'm honored to have some amazing guests in the studio with me, and some they're close to my heart and close to my community. So we're going to get things kicked off with the one and only We Eatin, a.k.a. Deal Closer. How's it going this afternoon?
Good. How are you?
Doing fabulous. It feels good to be doing something normal again.
Yeah, it feels good to be here. I appreciate the invitation.
No problem. So why don't you tell a little bit, tell us about where you're from, who you are.
Okay, no problem. I'm from St. Paul. I'm an entrepreneur out of St. Paul. Born and raised. Started a brand called We Eatin back in originally 2011.
Wow, it's been that long.
We Eatin Entertainment is actually what we started as. And we had to evolve and make it a little bit, turn it into something a little bit bigger than just entertainment. That's where we came with the lifestyle. The origin of the name We Eatin is coined from a term from the streets about getting money, you know. And that's what we used to, that was the term, you know, when we were hustling and we were doing things, and you would say, that was what we would yell, you know, we eating, you know, and that was to let them know. But as we matured and we got older, we had to realize that it needed to be more than that.
Sustainable.
Well, you know, getting money is great, you know, and everybody, that's what we get up every day. That's what we go to work for. That's what we grind for. But it's more to life than just getting money, and that's where we kind of had to put an emphasis on the health. You know, I know a lot of successful people, especially in our community, that successful financially, but their health is
declined
at an all-time low.
Yep.
And I think as a whole, you know, our community is plagued with just bad health, you know, from what we were taught as youngins, and then what we took on with us as adults, you know. So that's kind of where the whole We Eatin Lifestyle comes from, you know. Get money, but be healthy enough to spend it, and, you know, to kind of sum it up in the short term. But yeah.
So real quickly, you say you're from St. Paul, and I know you're from the Rondo community. And so what does that mean to you to be, you know, have strong roots from that community and be born and raised in such an amazing village?
Oh, that's everything. Rondo to me is let's say Rondo, we call it Selby Ave. The Rondo community to me is like the Harlem of New York City. That's the Mecca of Minnesota. That's everything. That's where you get your style from, your swag. It's a legendary community, rich tradition.
Yep.
I'm honored and proud to be a part of it. I'm honored to come from that. That's where my roots come from. So, you know, I take pride in that. And yeah, you know, it's huge because I feel like it's coming back. You know, more and more black businesses.
Yep.
You know, when I was a kid, every business on our block was black. You know, and every elder person almost was a
Business.
entrepreneur.
Yes.
You know, and so that's where that's where I get it from. I didn't
Right.
create it, but you know, this is kind of like the evolution of it.
Yeah.
20, 30 years later from where it was at now, after they kind of took over and destroyed it, and you know, it's coming back.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And as a transplant into the community, it's interesting. In my new role, new position I have for my day job, one of the first things I do in my introduction is, because we work with people from all over, is, yeah, I'm transplanted into the Rondo community. I know from my sons and our family, it is a great sense of pride, and it is coming back. And I love to regenerate spending money in our community.
Absolutely.
It just does something. It makes me feel good. I feel good to
Yeah.
go to Golden Time. I feel good to go to Two Scoops. You know,
Yes.
it's just that, like, yeah, I get to spend you have choices, and it feels good to support our own.
Yeah.
And real quickly, let's just touch on the entertainment, because I know you did some great things in the entertainment world as far as We Eatin Entertainment. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we did some pretty dope shows and
our
parties and
Noahs and
events.
stuff back in the day.
Rest in peace to the legendary The Jacka. We introduced The Jack. He's a legendary artist out of the Bay Area. We actually introduced him to Minnesota for the first time. That was pretty cool. We did some events did a comedy show. It was actually our first event. It was the We Laughing Comedy Jam, and that was with Michael Blackston,
Yep.
Melanie Camacho, and Lou Nell. And that was actually we had Do Nasty from my hometown hosted, which was very important. Every event we did, we had to reach out to certain individuals who I felt were like on their way up, and I wanted them to be a part of it. And it's cool to see him now. He's still doing his thing.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, there's a lot of rich history that comes from St. Paul, and there's a lot of amazing artists and entrepreneurs and talent. And
Oh yeah.
and one thing about St. Paul is we're very supportive of each other as well. We just make sure and come out and share in that love. And so you've evolved a little bit. You're doing things a little bit different, and what has been one of the most valuable lessons transitioning the brand from the entertainment to more of the health and wellness aspect?
I think the most important thing, but I think that goes with anything, is consistency. You have to be consistent in whatever you do, and understand you have to adapt to the times. So now with this digital era, you have to really plug your social medias.
Yep.
And I think the biggest thing too right now is content. So, you know, that's what I'm kind of focusing on. That's a big focus going into 2021, 2022 is to create as much content as we can. We're actually working on a cooking show, which will probably be broadcasted via live YouTube.
Nice.
And it's called Chefing with Dill. And what we will be doing is like, so I'm reaching out to like there's a lot of chefs in our community. They sell plates out their house, or they sell them, and they go rent little kitchens and sell stuff. But what I want to do is during the show, what we'll do is we'll go shopping, and what I'll do is help them, and I'm gonna teach them to use healthier alternatives to their ingredients. Then after we go shopping, we'll go back to the kitchen and we'll put it together, we'll eat it.
Nice.
And the goal is to not compromise taste,
Yep.
but we'll substitute health, you know. So
Nice.
I think that's gonna be, I'm looking forward to that. I'm very excited about that. And yeah.
I'd go shopping and I'd cook easy. You know, I could burn it in the kitchen a little bit. But yeah, we'll be right back. This is your girl Trini C, live and direct, Hip Hop Nation, with the one and only We Eatin Lifestyle.
Sad thing, Scillont'e the most, and when I'm in Twin Cities, I watch Hip Hop Nation First World.
Hey, we're live and direct again. This is your girl Trini C. It's such an honor to be here and be in this moment in time. I am joined by the one and only owner of We Eatin Lifestyle, Darren, and yeah, we're just here chopping it up, talking about wellness and food and entrepreneur and community. And so my next question for you is, why such a huge emphasis on health and well-being?
Well, I got to give a huge shout out to my moms, because from an early age, she taught me the importance of reading the label, you know.
Yes.
And the label on the food. And you know, over the years, I've just sat back and watched the people and paid attention to the people that do that and the people that don't.
Yep.
Usually the people that do are pretty healthy and, have less health problems, less trips to the hospital, And honestly, I think losing my grandfather at 52, my mom's father.
Yep, I remember that.
I think that was very shocking and eye-opening. That was at 12. I was 12 years old at the time. And then also, too, just kind of watching my father struggle with his health problems and just kind of, and honestly, not just them, but kind of the whole family,
Yep.
from hypertension to diabetes, kidney failure, liver failure, cancer. I mean, we got it all through our family. And I'm not saying I'm the healthiest person by no means, but
Right.
I really, really am conscious to what I put in my body. No processed foods. No. I try to stay away from soy.
Yep.
I
is really
try
bad
to.
for
I
men.
try to when I shop, it's all natural, organic ingredients and like real food.
Yeah.
I call it the food with no cut. And that health is the real. Trying to stay healthy as possible.
Yeah.
I want to be here for my kids. I want to live without as many trips to the doctor as possible. But
Amen.
It's my annual checkups, and I'm cool with that.
Yep.
I don't want to be rushed to the hospital. So I try to really pay attention to what I put in my body, and also I understand the position I play in my community. I understand that
Exactly.
people look up to me. So I try to, I'm not like force feeding it to you. I just kind of try to lead by example. So if you follow my Instagrams, or if you're even subscribed to the website, or you follow
Or
my
your
Snapchat or
Snapchats.
my Facebook, you'll see what I'm eating. And,
Yep.
and people come to me all the time like, man, where did you get that? Where do you do that? And, if you pay attention, there's no meat. It's usually somewhere.
Looks fresh. It's colorful.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of fresh,
I be paying
fresh
attention.
food. Yeah. So, that's kind of where the emphasis is come from. It's just, really being conscious about
Right.
being healthy.
And you talk about the ingredients in the label, and so honestly, I don't know if people know this. When you look at a label, it should have at least 10 things or less on the label. And if there's
Yeah.
something on the label that you cannot pronounce, you really shouldn't be ingesting it. So all these words that
stay
ends
away
with
from,
the TAT and MSG and all that,
Yeah.
that is, especially for people of color, that is not good for us.
Another thing too, and I was kind of on it heavy when it first came out. I'm not gonna name drop the company, but it's like there's a lot of fake meat out here.
There is.
And if
Yep.
you read the ingredients on there, it's like
Yep.
1,000 ingredients.
1,000. You have to turn it over sometimes, or it's
Look
so
at a
fine
mushroom.
print.
You
Yep.
know, go to your local market and look at a mushroom. How many ingredients are in a mushroom?
Yeah.
How many ingredients are in an apple?
Yep.
And that's kind of where you gotta pay attention to. Another thing to avoid is high fructose corn syrup.
Yes.
That's like that's like diabetes in a can.
Yep.
So just pay attention.
Yep.
And honestly, that's what our communities
Used to.
as a whole
yeah.
are flooded with. Bad food and food deserts, and but I think it's changing, because
It's changing.
there are
The
some
market, not the markets, but the gardens everywhere, and they were teaching our youth how to.
and there's good restaurants in the community
Yep.
that serve fresh fruit, and like your Brazos, and I like J Selby too a lot.
Yep.
Pretty good, and there's a few though that you can, if you're on the go.
Yeah.
It's better to cook your own food. But if
Exactly.
you're on the go, you got there are some places that you can get a fresh meal from, that you always want to pay attention to. When you eat, if you get tired, that's a quick sign that you just put bad. I call it
stuff.
putting bad gas in your
Yep.
car. When you put bad gas in your car, it
Yes.
drive funny. So when you eat and you get real sluggish and tired, that means you just probably ate some stuff that
Yeah.
you shouldn't have.
Yeah,
So,
being a West Indian, it's interesting because everything we cook, it's a process. You've been around, so you got to go find we usually buy our ingredients every other day, fresh, and we're hitting
Yeah.
the grocery store, and then
Yeah.
we can't just make mac and cheese. It doesn't take 10 minutes. It's literally like layers upon layers upon layers. And so when somebody calls me and they're like, yo, I want some curry goat, I'm like, yeah, that's going to take you about 4 days because we have to wash the goat, we have to marinate the goat, I got to get the seasonings fresh. It has to be cooked a certain type of way, and it has to be, you have to be cooked in a clean environment. So from young, I was taught that the more natural the state of food you have, the better. The raw, the form of food that you're grabbing out from. We used to go in the garden and in the grass and pick something called shadow benny, which Americans call cilantro, and make our green seasonings with green onion and garlic. And then all of our hot sauces are marinated with fruit juice, whereas here the hot sauces are preserved with vinegar and baking soda and just stuff that would really hurt your gut. So it's interesting to see. Yeah, it's just interesting to see. I remember when the first time I had hot sauce here, I was like, what is this? It's like red dye. And literally there was red dye within the hot sauce, and it killed my stomach. So kudos for you for doing your part for our community. I know it is important. I know I see our younger generation tuning in. I pay attention to your snaps. And it does make me more inclined to make sure I'm staying on task. Yeah. So do know that quick 15-second moment makes a difference in somebody's life, and it's an impression. And we all should be doing better to hold each other accountable, especially now. And with us going back into the situation we're going, there's more than enough restaurants that we could support that offer healthy choices. There's also sections that say healthier choices, that can keep us on top of not only our physical state, but right now we need the emotional support too.
Absolutely.
And like you said, when you put something in your body and you start getting sluggish, that's a big note that it's not good for you.
Another thing too, besides the food and being healthy, another thing I want to kind of touch on is mental health.
Yep.
We don't really talk about it in our community, but I think, in my 33, almost 34 years of living, I'm gonna make the statement and say I think all African Americans need some form of therapy. We need somebody to talk to, because we go. Can we come back to that?
We got to take a quick break and let's come back to that. I think that's a very important topic.
Yeah, cool.
Perfect.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl DJ Dime, and when I'm not all over the world or all over the country DJing, I'm right here in Minneapolis watching Hip Hop Nation right here on First World TV. Catch up with me at pro_DJ Dime on Facebook, Instagram, all that social media. Go on and grab your popcorn, baby.
Hey, this is your girl Trini C, live and direct. We're back here, and again, it's such an honor to be in this space and in the moment. I'm here with the one and only Darren that owns the brand We Eatin Lifestyle. And we were talking about, lifestyle and emotional health and physical health, and he really wanted to talk about what's going on mentally with our community and our people out here. So I want to give him the platform, because I think it is important for us to talk about emotional well-being, especially now more than ever with everything that's going on since Mr. Floyd, may you rest in peace, as well as COVID. So tell me, how has you and your age group navigated things emotionally the last, I can't believe how many months it's already been, but not just the last few months, because, Mr. Philando, I mean, just in general as a man of color, and how do you stay positive and current and keeps things going, and motivated?
That's tough. Well, I can't speak for everybody. I'm not going to speak for my generation as a whole, but what I will say is my generation, we handle it, I think we bottle it up, and we handle it in our different ways. Smoking, drinking, partying, right. Avoiding, we don't really sit down, it's okay to go see a therapist. That's cool. I recommend it.
Yep.
It's cool to have that dialogue and conversation and be able to talk to somebody. And, just as a black man, I know I'm suffering from PTSD. I know that for a fact. When the police get behind me, my heart drops.
Yep.
And I'm legal, licensed, insurance. I ain't doing nothing, and that's every time. It doesn't matter where I'm at, any state, any city in America. To watch the lunch man get killed in front of his daughter on TV, man. Right. I think, and that might even, if you're a human with a heart, you should be affected by that.
You should be, definitely.
And then, that alone, you know, and then to watch George Floyd, you know, get murdered like that, I just feel like, you know, we don't really understand. It's hard to take in that we don't understand I don't think people understand what that does to us, what that does to our younger generation when they see that, you know. You already, especially the people that are growing up in environments where you're already hopeless.
Yep.
You know, you already feel like you got limited options to succeed in life. You don't even know. You're 12. You don't even see. You might not make it to see 18. You don't even feel like you're gonna see it. You ain't even thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? And if you're in your 20s, you know you're living by the day. You ain't thinking 5-10 years down the line. And
Real quickly, I want to touch on, you said 12. I remember when I met you and you were 12 and you came up to Canada and you went to go get a movie at Blockbuster. And I said, here, don't forget to take the phone number in case you get lost. And you got lost. And I said, well, why don't you just ask the policeman for help? And you're like, no, I can't do that.
I was terrified.
There's curfew. And I just could not process as a Canadian
I've personally
and
been harassed by the police
yes, I
since
could not
I was
understand
10 years
that.
old. I used to walk from my grandmother's house to the
Jimmy
corner
Lee,
store or to Jimmy Lee and get stopped, frisked, get your backpack ran through. What are you doing up here? You know, this is my community. What are you doing out here? You know,
and emotionally, it was really hard for me to understand as somebody from another country what you were going through until I got pulled over by the police years ago with Cecil and Justin, and they had endless guns on us, and they thought we were 3 black men in a car. And I finally, it took me about 11 years later to be like, this is truly what it is to be a black man in America. And I still can't come off of that feeling of mama bear trying to protect myself, like what's going on, what are they doing to us, the violation of space. Still haven't gotten a ticket to this day for getting pulled over, you know? And so kudos to all of you guys that are just having to walk in your color and in your presence and in your...
I think to answer your question, I would say, to start off, I would say health is wealth.
Health
right?
is wealth, yeah.
Protect it. Protect your peace. Protect your energy. To stay, for me, this is what I had to do personally. I used to smoke a lot of, you know, what
Ganja.
they call it, Dr. Dre, Dr.
Dre.
Green Thumb. You know, I personally, since the pandemic, have stopped consuming marijuana and alcohol, which I never was a heavy drinker, but at times, you know, whatever. But I cut that out. I started exercising pretty much every day, you know, from bike riding through the summer times to going to the gym. You know, they shut the gyms down, but I got a nice little aerobic cardio workout, push-ups, dips, or push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, and squats. You know, I do that every morning, 100 to 200 a day. You know, I think you gotta get that. It's good for you to get that out. You know.
Right. So you really are your brand. You're not. You're not just like
I'm not just
We Eatin Lifestyle.
No,
I
really live it, and that's kind of, even though if anybody knows me, I've never done this before as far as being on the camera and talking. I'm usually behind the camera. I like making. I like being behind the scenes. I got a passion for making films and documentaries and things and interviewing people. But I feel like now I have to, you know, I watch the people that do it before me. So I'm watching CEOs like Dame Dash and Master P, right? You know, those are people I look up to, and I'm seeing them having to be the face and forefront of their brand and get out here and promote it. So I'm kind of following in those footsteps. You know, I got you know, so. Yeah.
And so real quickly, like, tell us, how do people find you? What's your website information, social media?
We got the website, weeatinlifestyle.com. That's WEEATIN, lifestyle.com.
Right.
We on Instagram at We Eatin Lifestyle, Facebook at We Eatin Lifestyle. You can Snapchat Deal Closer. What else we got? I think we got a YouTube page. We got a YouTube page, We Eatin Lifestyle, and I got Deal Closer TV. That's where the Chefing with Deal shows will be both posted on there.
Nice. And he's making sure we are COVID protected, and he's got his We Eatin masks.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, he's got the beanies and everything. And so
we got so much merch coming.
Dresses for the summertime. I love it. This stuff is comfortable.
I think my favorite product is my beard oil, which I don't have here today, but I use it every day. It's a very good product, all natural. Shout out to the Nila Meats Corporation. That's a black-owned business that manufactures it. We got a ton of products. I think what I'm most excited for is I just recently partnered up with it's a friend of mine, his daughters. He came to me. They're artists. Nice. And they're 12, 14, and 16. And I'll be partnering up with them to I'll be pretty much, they'll be under the We Eatin umbrella, but I'm gonna help them build up their brand. Nice. They got some they're very talented young girls, and I'm honored and proud to be able to be in a position where I can help them build their brand as well, and they'll be helping us. So stay on the lookout for the Well Kids line. And all
right.
Yeah.
This is your girl Trini C. We'll be right back to close it up and get a little bit more information on how We Eatin Lifestyle is surviving currently during these moments. Be right back.
What's cracking, family members? It's your boy Afro Preacher Man Church. And anytime I'm in the Twin Cities or chilling in the Twin Cities, I'm checking out Hip Hop Nation, First World TV with my mans, DJ Divine. Check it out on all your social media connects. Church.
Hey, you're back live and direct with your girl Trini C here on Hip Hop Nation with First World. And yeah, we're just having a wonderful time talking about We Eatin Lifestyle and the impact that he's made in our community, and now how he's surviving through COVID and these times, and how to get merch out there and how to share the motivation of his brand. Real quickly, I want to ask you, tell me your favorite all-time hip-hop artist.
Ooh, Tupac. I don't even gotta think about it.
Ooh, really?
Tupac, yeah.
See, now I'd be a Biggie Smalls girl just because of the West Indian and the Jamaican, but it was hard to go back and forth with both of them. I didn't understand the East Coast versus West Coast thing, you know what I mean?
It was
but
tough.
You know, I'm still holding it down for us island people. So yeah, tell us now. So your gear, you know, originally I remember when you were doing the entertainment, it was, you know, to our hip hop community and stuff like that. Tell us now, how are you getting through as a brand? How are you staying current and motivated to sell and navigate through this pandemic, as well as navigate through the acknowledgement of systematic racism and our community and what we're trying to overcome, which I feel is, you know, we're always trying to overcome it, but I know that's so many questions in one.
I'm like, okay.
How are you getting through as a brand this current situation?
Well, we kind of had to change we were forced to change our business motto and formula due to the COVID. So normally what we would do is like, I don't know if you're familiar with Sound, well, of course you are, Soundset. Yep. That's one of the biggest events to come to Minnesota. So what we would do is that's how we would kick off our year. Yep. Soundset was set We Eatin up for like the next 6 months. So what we would do is
use that as a leverage.
Yeah, we use that as leverage. So we're vendors. So the live events, the concerts, that's how we would directly get to the consumer. Right. And it was very easy, very great cash business right there on the spot. But through the COVID, honestly, I would say a week or 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, 2 weeks probably before the pandemic started, actually was in the process of opening up a flagship store right in the community. And after, it seemed like a week or two after we got the keys, COVID comes and they shut everything down. And I was like, oh, wow. You know, I really contemplated just pulling the plug on everything, like shutting it down completely. And honestly,
we wouldn't let you do that.
The people, and like, no, I'm not gonna put no extras on it, man. The people
Where's
really.
the mask? Remember, we were all like,
people
where's the
are really, really, really on my heels about getting them merch, and I am working. I promise you, I am on it. I apologize for the delays. Like, business is actually better than it's ever been. Our demand is higher than it's ever been, and I promise you guys, I'm gonna reach that demand. So to answer your question, what we're doing now is we're putting a more focus on our website.
Yep.
So weeatinlifestyle.com, but not only the website, social media too. I do a thing called We Eatin Wednesdays on my social medias where I kind of plug heavy every Wednesday, and I kind of give you just a glimpse of my everyday life. So I only show you on Wednesday, but for me, that's an everyday thing. You know, I'm a private person, so I don't really try to show too much. But on Wednesday, I kind of go extra heavy on promos, just as far as the new gear, or even people that send me their pictures with rocking the gear, and you know, kind of different recipes and different meals we might be eating. Yep. And yeah, so that's kind of how I'm working through the pandemic. But again, we'll be opening up a store right on Selby and Victoria. I'm very proud of that. I'm very excited about that. Nice. I'm anxious to see how that. I'm very confident it's going to do well, and I can't wait to actually, you know, to do the grand opening. Right. And I actually partnered with my father, who he'll be doing the shoe unit. Shining. And and my little brother as well. So. Yeah, I'm excited. You know, and for the brand, it represents us to an essence. So I didn't say this yet, but We Eatin Lifestyle represents family plus entrepreneurship plus good health equals wealth. Yep. And that's what we stand for. That's what we represent. And yeah, so.
So real quickly, so since you've been in the entertainment industry, how do you see things have changed in the last decade when it comes to hip hop and rap and live events and performances? Like, has it gotten better? Has it gotten worse?
I think for artists, this might be the easiest time to get on. Ooh. If you a hustler, you ain't no way you. I guess it ain't fair because I was blessed to get taught the business at an early age, and I was able to ride shotgun and pretty much get the blueprint on how to build a successful label from the ground up. Right. But honestly, man, it's real easy. Like it's if you got some hustle to you, if you got some grind, and like I said before, consistency. Right. Get you through anything, and social media presence and but with this social media, well, and I will say this, with the pandemic and not being able to perform, it hurts a little bit, you know, especially right now. Like, I know that a lot of artists are hurting because the artists that I know that were eating, they were on the road 250 days out the year. So and I'm pretty sure
that supports those artists.
And you know, your light man, your sound man, your road manager,
all of that.
So don't get me wrong, like, it's tough, but you know, if you got a heavy following, you know, and you're still dropping consistent product, you know, you're streaming, you know, I mean, streaming, which is
And you got to use this time. One thing I've said is during COVID, if you have not took this time to reinvent yourself and take a look at what your goals are, then no offense, I feel like it's been a waste of time, because it really has. I feel like the man up above has given us a time to just reset and prioritize our own goals.
I feel like this COVID situation is a hustler's dream. Yep. If you got some hustle and ambition to you, you should be successful. I really don't. I mean, I can't relate. Don't get me wrong. I know hard times and things of that nature, but I really can't relate to it right now, because this is an opportunity to. I think everybody's has an opportunity for a fresh start right now. You know, they're giving out grants, they're giving out loans. You know, sit down and write a business plan out. You know, creator spaces. There's solar salons. If you do hair, they got the kitchens that are kind of like solar salons. If you cook food, you can go rent the kitchen out and sell plates. Like, so, I mean, there's so many different ways. And like I said, I touched on it before. Like I said, I look up to guys like a Master P or a Dame Dash. He said it years ago, and I follow suit. Get you some product. You know, and that's kind of my key to it all, is like, man, products. We trying to brand this as many ways as possible. And not only just this, but, you know, different things as well, different investments.
So thank you for being here. Is there anybody you want to shout out real quickly before we end?
Man, shout out to Trinity C for having me, giving me the invitation to come out. Shout out to the We Eatin family, everybody that, you know, helps out behind the scenes. Shout out to Scillont'e the most. I'm excited to see him, man. I'm rooting for him. You know, that's the young homie, young becoming out of St. Paul. You know, he's doing his thing. I love his grind. I love his hustle. I see his dedication, man, and I support him. You know, I'm excited to see him do his thing.
And he's going to be up as our next guest. So again, this is your girl Trini C, live and direct with We Eatin Lifestyle. Check them out. We thank you for being here, and we'll be right back. Awesome.
What's up, y'all? This DJ Lazy T. Like I said, when I'm not on the phone downloading or not getting chased by one of my kids, I would listen to Hip Hop Nation First World TV with your man, Bake Show Baker, DJ Divine. Let's go!
Hey, what's up? This is your girl Trini C, live and direct with Hip Hop Nation on First World. And this evening, this afternoon, this wonderful day, I am joined by an amazing artist, the one and only Scillont'e the Most. Did I get your name correct?
Yes, yes.
Oh, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Why don't you tell the world who you are and where you're from?
Man, Scillont'e the Most. I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota.
St. Paul.
I'm from Frogtown, Rondo community, you know,
Nice.
so I say Selby at Frogtown, Midway, back down, you know, but born and raised, Ramsey Hospital.
Nice.
I don't know, man. You know, I just love my city, everything
Yeah.
about it. You know, rest in peace, Tiger Jack.
Yes.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes when you say Ramsey Hospital. It's now Regions. People are like, where's Ramsey? What is
Yeah.
that? Yeah, so how long have you been in the scene? How long have you been doing your thing? What is it you do real quickly? Because people don't know. Tell us what you do.
Well, I've been making music. I've been rapping.
Okay.
I've been rapping. It's been about a year and some change now, pushing towards 2 years.
Nice.
Yeah, I really was just at Johnny Baby's and I went up to Dub J like, hey, can I come and see if I can rap real quick? And, you know, he took me
You
to the
shared the mic.
studio. Yeah, he took me to the studio. You know, got a little song ready.
Shout out
I got
Dub
on-
J.
Yeah, shout out Dub J. He got a little song together for me. I
Nice.
got on it. It was garbage. It was garbage.
Hey, nothing's wrong with being real. Yeah.
I made a couple little garbage tracks, but then it was like a week or two. They like, man, you gas, and so I just kept at it. You know, I dropped a video, and then it just started going crazy. So I'm like, all right, I got turned up. Then R.I.P. Hustle Black, I had him. He was hyping me up.
Right. I remember seeing that video.
Yeah, he
Yep.
threw me on a big bag, and
Yep.
man, we had the video shoot. It just went up.
Right.
It just went up. It just went up.
So I'm gonna rewind because it wasn't garbage, just the recipe wasn't right as yet.
Yeah.
Because you gotta remember, you gotta start from somewhere and build, and it's not like you perfect every single time when you
Yeah.
perform, right?
I had to get my
Yeah.
my little delivery
Yeah.
on point. I
Yeah.
got the delivery a little better
There you
on
go.
point now.
And you gotta be kind to yourself, because I remember I used to perform back in the day, and I remember when I perform and I'd just be so hard on myself, it would almost make it where you didn't want to go again.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when you just say, yeah, that moment wasn't right, it'll be better next time, it just internally gives you that space to be where you're at.
Yeah.
What sets you, so you've been in it about 2 years, right? So what sets
Coming
you,
up on 2 years.
coming up 2 years, right?
Yeah.
What do you think in your mind sets you above from other artists that are currently coming up at this moment?
I got people talking back town again. I'm the town, like that's everybody makes music. It's a lot of people make music and they're dope.
Right.
They're really dope. But like one thing that I looked at it like when I listen to rappers and when they're from somewhere, they shout out where they're from.
Right.
So when people go there, you know, we know to pull up in their hood and look for,
Exactly.
you know.
Certain
You know,
things.
so I always said if I blew for something and the world seeing me, I want them to know
Yeah.
where to pull up. So it's just the community's going through stuff. So where I'm rapping about, they taking it every day. Like I love my Johnny Babies, and they took that away. I used to
Right.
rap about Johnny, but
Right.
yeah. So I feel like I don't know, and I'm a real family man. Like, you know, I'm a real family man. Like I'm a good dude. These people, you know, you got to be a good person, and that's why I feel like
Yeah.
I get blessings. You know, I'm a good person,
Yeah.
really.
I told you I've been in this industry a long time, around the globe, and one thing about it is, I think, especially as a female, it's staying humble, but it is staying close to that family, because there's going to be moments when you're out here, whether you're performing or you're trying to get your interviews right or you're trying to get your bio together, it gets frustrating. And if you have a few certain people around you that have your back and keep you going, like my sons used to just keep me. There'd be moments trying to do shows in the Twin Cities where, as a female, you'd be like, and my sons would be like, Mom, change that outfit, put them shoes on, go do your thing, make that money.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's an interesting market to navigate, but it's, you know, once you've got people behind you that see your vision and see your talent, It's amazing. So we're on Hip Hop Nation, and we like to talk about hip hop, and we like to talk about the roots. Tell me your favorite hip hop artist then and now.
Back then and now.
Yep.
Back then, like when I was a younger dude, I was more into like Mac Dre, Fat Tone, those dudes, Rich the Factor.
Yep.
But then and now, favorite, hands down, E40.
Really?
E40.
What?
40 Water. My Facebook name is Earl Stevens, E40.
Okay, I would have never thought that.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
can't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, E40.
For me, back then, again, it would have to be Biggie, and actually, currently, I'm kind of down with some of the. I like some of the trendy stuff just because I'm a club promoter too. I like the Baby. I like Rod Rich. I don't know. I mean, female wise, that's a tough one. I could go with. I don't know if Nicki's really a rapper. Some people say she is. Some people say she isn't. But I love Nicki Minaj just because she's West Indian. But you know how it goes.
Yeah.
Things can change in the heartbeat of a moment. Tell us now, in St. Paul, currently, what have you been doing and in the Twin Cities to get your name out there during the pandemic, since live shows have been at a halt? Are you doing more Zoom? Are you doing more live social media? Like, how are we getting you out there? How are you marketing yourself currently?
Man, right now I can't really get out there how I want to because I'm always getting blocked off of Facebook.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I'm always getting blocked off of Facebook.
Okay.
But other than that, I really just tap in with the people. Like as far as like with my tape, I threw a barbecue and people pulled up and I had the tape there and I ended up selling like 100 mixtapes.
Nice.
Like the first, and I didn't think I was gonna sell 100, so I only had 100.
Got
So
it.
then I had to wait
Make
on the
some
next
more.
100 and then but I ended up selling like 400.
Nice.
And getting lazy. I got lazy after like 400 because everybody had it.
Yeah.
And I needed to move outside of St. Paul.
Oh, you still got one, so that's what we have right
I
there.
got one. I got one.
And there's other ways, there's other platforms, we can talk about it offline, but there's other platforms to get you out there. There's something called Twitch TV that really, there's other ways. You could do Zoom parties and it's not on Facebook.
Okay.
Instagram still lets you do a lot. So there's still other ways that you can get out there and hit some of the young people. My other son, he's really into the social media, that you can still leverage these times to let us know what's happening, because I think music and arts and entertainment really keeps us like uplifted right now.
Right.
And if I didn't have music, I think I'd go crazy, right? And so yeah, this is your girl Trini C, live and direct at Hip Hop Nation First World. We are hanging out with the one and only
Scillont'e the most.
Yeah, and then we're gonna get into some more deepness with what he's doing and who he wants to collaborate with, and how things are evolving in his world as being a newbie. I thought he was around a little bit longer, but he's just a brand new baby out here, changing things in our Twin Cities and in the hip hop game. We'll be right back with Hip Hop Nation, your girl Trini C, live and direct.
Yeah, this is Big Stacks, the deal closer. We Eatin CEO. And when I'm in Minnesota, I'm watching Hip Hop Nation First World.
Hey, this is your girl Trini C, back live and direct here, Hip Hop Nation First World, and I'm hanging out with the one and only Scillont'e the most, straight, born and raised from St. Paul, Frogtown, Rondo community. And again, yeah, he's got some amazing talent that's been out here. If I like it, that's a big deal, because I'm pretty picky, and I peeped it before I was told about you, and I'm appreciating you all putting yourself out here, especially during these times. Tell me, do you have a dream collaboration with an artist, whether it's local, big artist? Like what is one of your dream projects you'd like to do, if we could say do it today?
If I could do it today, I had to make it count. I'll probably do like 4-2 Duggar, Lil Baby, just because I know they turned up, and if I get in there, I'm going to be lit. They going to gas it, I'm going to gas it. We going to go to where they at. They going to come to our community.
Would it be a Johnny Babies?
No, I ain't going to lie. See,
The
if I
parking
did
lot?
it, they probably got the powers to open it up for one more night.
We can do a block party.
They
You'd
might,
be surprised.
All
right.
But it'll be them, though, because, that'll shine some light onto our community. We got to tap in with the people that's going to shine light into our community.
Since we're talking about that, tell me when things open back up and we're gonna be out here doing our thing and putting shows on again, what is the first venue you want to play at? Perform at?
See, that I really don't know because it's all brand new.
Yeah.
I really just get a phone call like, "Hey man, you want to perform here?"
Yeah.
And then I just
Hey, you
show
wanna
up
do a
like,
TV show?
"Yeah, you want to
Yeah.
come? Yeah, of course. Where it's at?" You know, it's all brand new, so I don't really know.
If the ones that are still existing, First Ave, Caboose,
Yeah.
Fitzgerald. I mean,
See, the only ones I really performed at is like, what is it, the Music Cafe?
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah,
Minnesota
so
Music
if I
Cafe.
could go there, I would. But
Yeah.
I just whichever one got a nice stage,
Nice stage
that
is
we could,
important.
you know, a nice setting. The best
Arnella's
one.
used to have an amazing stage and sound and lighting. I miss that location. I remember I was like, where would I want to be? And I never thought I'd hit the stage of being at First Ave. And I got to
Yeah.
introduce an artist at First Ave in Caboose, and it was like, and I've done bigger stages, but I just put it out there to the world, like, hey, I'm going to be on this stage one day. And it happened. And I was just like, wow, yeah, I'm going to work with the Marleys, and it happened, you know? So you just kind of put it in writing and claim it, and it happens. So tell me now, I'm going to talk a little bit about seriousness. How have you been dealing with the current times of I call it the epidemic within the pandemic? How did you handle the most recent murder, the lynching of Mr. Floyd? What did that do to you as a man, a black man, a strong black man, a family man?
I ain't even gonna lie. It hurt me bad, you know, it hurt me bad, but I've been getting hurt bad, so it's like, you know,
Are you
kind of make me ready to,
desensitized?
it kind of just made me ready even more to do something like what's happening. Like, it just put some even more fire in me. But with the Philando, it's like you can't make me more madder than that,
Right.
you know, and that he's really from our community, you know, our mothers know his mother, like it's, you know, so you can't really make me no madder than that. But it's like, hey, Minneapolis, y'all need us, here we come. You
Amen.
feel me?
Right.
Here we come. But yeah, I don't know, man, with that, man, it's just like, I know a lot of people who'd have been killed by the police and stuff. Like, I was in Boys Totem Town with this guy, R.I.P. Mark Henderson, and we wasn't the coolest friends in
Yep.
Boys Totem Town, but he was in, like, somewhere in, like, Woodbury or something. He was held hostage or something, but he kind of, like, shook loose from the situation and ran and escaped. The police was there. They supposed to be there to save him. They ended up
Right.
shooting him.
Right.
And, you know, they didn't, you know, it wasn't even on march or nothing for him. He
Yeah.
a hostage in the situation. So it's just like, you know,
Has it made you more creative? Have you written any songs about the situation, or continue to write music about the situation, or is it you don't talk about that stuff currently in your
so rough on the black man, you gotta have plans A, B, and C plus some money on the back end. Hey, I got a song. It's like that old Roger Troutman, that's so rough, so tough out here.
Yep.
Yeah, I got something on the way. It's on the pick of the litter album.
Nice.
Coming soon.
Right.
Coming soon.
Next time we're gonna have you perform it, okay? Promise?
Yep.
You promise?
Yep. So rough, so tough.
So I had reached out to you on social media, and I was like, I knew your peeps was traveling. I was like, hey, do you have a bio? And you were like, and so what has been some of the important factors that you've learned as an artist in the last few months to make sure you're giving yourself leverage out here to stay current and stay on people's mind? How are you creating your own way, basically?
See, right now I feel like the majority of my fans are like St. Paul. Like, I need to touch different spots. Like, I got fans in other states.
Right.
From family members and friends who traveling and like, hey, look at him, but I need to really stump harder. But to stay relevant, I don't know, but it's kind of hard. I don't even know how, because they
What you
forgetting.
doing?
Yeah, I've been selling CDs, but it's like they forgetting about me. That's why I'm dropping the tape.
Okay.
They trying to, you know, I gotta work a little bit harder right now.
Right.
But I don't know. I was dropping videos back to back, and it just like stung the community. So it's like they giving me a pass a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Well, you get a pass, but it's time to keep it moving. We need you to keep it going,
I got a
right?
tape dropping in about
Yeah.
3 weeks. Pick of the litter, man. I'm gonna have 15 tracks of fire on there.
Nice.
I got another major feature from a Detroit artist,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm ready. I got a third tape already done, so I'm on their necks again. I'm back.
And how do people find you? Like, what's your social media if people are looking
You
for
can find me on Instagram, Scillont'e the most.
How do you spell that?
SCRILLIONTE. Check this out. you gotta make sure you don't put a $. I used to spell it with a $.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure you put a regular S, and yeah, that's
And
how
you're
you
on
go.
Instagram?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube.
Perfect.
YouTube channel, every music platform. Like, tap in with me.
And so I have another question in regards to the industry. Do you look up to any female rappers out here in the Twin Cities? Who do you think is one of the hottest female rappers right now in the Twin Cities? Or hip-hop artists? That's a tough one, right?
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. Cause I want to give it to. That's a tough one.
That's too bad. It's tough. Us women got it tough out here, huh?
Yeah, they got it tough. They got it tough. They got it real tough. I don't know. Because I'm thinking of St. Paul right now, and I know a lot of dope females that could rap, but who don't even pursue their rap.
So you know what that means. You're going to end up having to give the mic. In the islands, we say, somebody give me the mic, so that's how I learned how to sing, or I got the chance to sing. So sooner than later, you're going to have to pass the mic to upcoming female in St. Paul or the Twin Cities, right?
Yeah, and then females rap different. Females rap different nowadays. Like, like we had females that was really rapping street coming up in St. Paul, like back in the day. Like, it's this girl, what's her name? Bonner. She's from St. Paul. She raps, she goes crazy. And R.I.P. Nunu, if you would have heard her, she probably rap better than me. I'm talking about dope. Like back then as teens, like
I remember.
Like
R.I.P.
she looked like she from Philly somewhere on the street corner rapping.
I think she was actually U.S. VI. She was related to some people from the VI, Virgin Islands. But we're gonna take a break and we're gonna come up and wrap things up. This is your girl Trini C on Hip Hop Nation with Scillont'e the Most. We'll be right back, live and direct with First World.
Peace, y'all. My name is David. When I'm not organizing to transform the prison system in Minnesota, I'm watching Hip Hop Nation on First World TV. Shout out DJ Divine in North Minneapolis. Peace.
Live and direct, back with your girl Trini C here on Hip Hop Nation, part of First World, and I'm hanging out with the one and only Scillont'e the Most. Born and raised from St. Paul, he is an upcoming amazing hip-hop artist, so you got to check him out. But he also does other things, so why don't you fill us in on what else you do to stay current and stay sane?
Well, I sell CDs, I sell clothing, I got bullies, I breed.
What are bullies?
American bullies.
Oh,
yeah,
like the dogs?
Breeding. Yeah.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah, I breed bullies. Matter of fact, my girl probably at the house bleeding right now. I can't wait. So I got a litter on the way soon, and which is why my next tape is called Pick of the Litter.
Got it.
How
did you get into breeding bullies?
Well, really, I had a spot that could have dogs back when I was like 21. Then I just went and checked out this breeder, and I saw a big dog. I got one, and it took a lot of years to learn the type of breeds. So I'm like, let me chase after the money, because I was feeding dogs for a lot of years, and they wasn't bringing me no money. I bought this micro girl, and then her puppies got to selling for like $3,200. So I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do right now.
Really?
Yeah. So
and so why would I buy one? Why would I pick a bully over a Rottweiler if I was looking?
See, you got to just know the breed, because you don't really pick over, because.
Well,
and one thing I might know is you might have a love for Rottweilers. I don't know, you got a love for Rottweilers. I ain't gonna tell you how.
But what would make me change my mind to go with the breed of dog that you raise?
You just gotta. It's people like their breed of dogs. You know, it's not like.
I just never knew dogs were there's so much layers to it and how expensive they can get, and the papers and all of that. Like it's a big business.
And then they got their own little personalities too.
Nice.
Like and then a dog, how you raise a dog, they're gonna react to their owner. So
that's awesome. And then you actually we were looking at some Rotties, and it's like, oh, it's a year wait, and you actually got to wait a long time to get an authentic breed. So shout out to that. Tell me more about your merch. What's the name of your merch here?
Set Things.
Set Things.
Set Things.
How do you spell yours?
SETTHA. You know what I'm saying? But we got different ways. Like we got the regular way. Kids I ain't gonna lie, we got kids and
I love the camo. That's nice.
Affiliated. So we got bandana style. And it's really like we got our entertainment and music little group, it's called 1/2, and then we would say Selby, Frogtown, Midway, back down. So, that's the section. So whenever we see people from the neighborhood, we be, hey, said things,
Right.
it start turning into a big saying like gang, gang. People start saying it when they happy, so I'm like, all right, well, it was catchy. I started it. So I'm going to let me LLC and start getting some clothing from it,
It's interesting. He had mentioned the word we eatin', and in the West Indies, we eatin' means we make sure everybody eats our food. We want to make sure our community's good. We share the love. When we, do business, we want to make sure we share in the revenue. So we always say, well, I'll make sure you're eating. And then things, we say tings, like, yo, we want the ting over there. And I remember when I was married, my ex would be like, well, what do you mean you want me to find the ting and the ting and the ting? Because Granny would be like, go get the ting from the cabinet. And so tings is the same thing. But
it's just like a saying, but a saying from our community.
Nice.
And then actually a lot of older people who I look up to, like, man, dude, that's yours. They came to me like, man, that's yours. I'm like, well, I'm gonna do something with it.
And this is really cool. This is like roller skating back in the day, the 70s, 80s. I love that.
Yeah, I got so many different colors. I got the pinks. I got the baby
hot
blue.
pink. And
I got so many different colors. I just only brought a few, just a few examples.
So
samples.
I asked you about the venue, and I asked you about the artists that you would like to collaborate with. Tell me, who do you think who is one of the greatest hip hop performers right now out here? And when I say performers, like owns the stage, like just really gives you, if you had to pay $100, you'd be like, yeah, I'm going to pay $100 because he puts on a good show or she puts on a good show. Who do you think is?
This the thing about it. Like, one thing that I know, because like I said, everything's new to me, so I'm just starting to watch these things. And then like Deal Closer, he really sat down and told me, like, man, you got to learn how to perform. All this is cool. You got to get your music out there, but if you can't
Stage
perform,
presence.
it ain't. Listen, it's
Right.
very limited.
Yeah.
But cause like it might be a big artist and their song is trending, and so the house will be packed.
But then they get up there and they're like garbage.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think from studying, and I don't listen to his music, I don't really know it. I could listen to it a little more. Travis Scott, I think he's like the guy on the performance side.
Yep.
Travis Scott.
Yeah. For me, I think KRS-One is a good performer. He just really owns that stage. He goes from left to right. He gets the crowd engaged. You can see the movement through his bodies.
Yeah.
You can see the actions. Even if you're just in an interview with him, you can just see the passion.
Yeah.
And so stage presence and ownership is really important. I remember my other son started dancing. He would stay right in the middle. You got to work that stage, and you got to get into that crowd. Maybe now with COVID, things might change. But when it comes to hip-hop performers. Now, we talked about hip-hop and performing, and do you think hip-hop has helped you survive? So do you think like the music and the culture and the people, has it given you something to just keep on going? Because like for us in the islands, we say reggae, like just it lights the fire. It keeps us from being depressed. It keeps us, cooking and cleaning the house. Do you think hip-hop has given you those moments like, oh, I don't got no more money to get my hat's done, and then somebody calls, is like, yo, I need you to do a quick little performance, and now you got the money to print more CDs or hats? Has it just helped you keep on going, or you just think that's the Almighty God and your family?
I mean, yeah, but when people hit me up, really, they don't want to give me, like, I done have people call me and offer me money.
It's coming. You got to start thinking about it.
Like, I done had a few people call and offer me money, but they kind of be like trying to trick me. So like when people call me and want me to perform, I pretty much be like, man, I'm gonna just do it because I need it to get out there, you know. But as far as like, they'll buy my music, they buy it online, and then they buy it when I got it. So, they support me enough, they buy my clothing. So I
keeps
appreciate
you motivated,
that.
keep on going.
That's been keeping me going. I ain't gonna lie, the whole pandemic, that's been keeping me going.
Because hip-hop, a lot of people always think hip-hop's just about music, and it's not. It's also about the culture, and from the culture comes the people, and the people is us, right? So when I ask how it keeps us relevant and current, it could be something as simple as selling your dogs or selling your hats, and then it gives you that motivation to go create in the studio. But it's been an honor. I thank you for being here. I can't wait to witness your growth and get out there and support you in the next few months and see you perform in person and on that stage. And I wish you nothing but the best and blessings. And And again, tell us how we can find you on social media.
Man, I'm on Instagram, Scillont'e the most. I'm on Facebook, Earl Stevens. I told you, 40 my favorite rapper,
Yeah.
Earl Stevens
Earl
on
Stevens.
Facebook. And
Anybody
yeah.
you want to shout out real quick?
Yeah, I got to shout out We Eatin Deal Closer. You know, I got to shout you out. You know, shout out Hip Hop Nation, One Ave. Yeah, I just got to shout out St. Paul, Minnesota.
Perfect.
Especially.
Again, this is your girl Trini C, live and direct. It's been an honor to be here with you on Hip Hop Nation, courtesy of First World TV. We wish you nothing but the best. Stay healthy, stay safe, wear your mask, and I can't wait to be out here doing events with you again soon, Minnesota. One love.